Hello, my beautiful collective. I've missed you all so very much. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Lotus the Sage, and today's reading is going to be a mystery read. The largest card that you see here will be the main, well, actually, all of the cards here that are out, possibly with the actual card that you choose for your pile. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to incorporate it or not, or if it will be incorporated. We'll see. That wasn't my intention when I was shuffling for each pile. However, this is a mystery message and a mystery reading, so Spirit is taking the lead and I am following. So we're going to find out what Spirit wants to talk to you today about, my beautiful collective. For pile 1, your pick a card choice is the Justice card. Pile 2, you have the Empress. In pile 3, you have the Strength card. All right, my lovelies, take a second. See which card may be calling your attention. And I'll see you at that choice. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pile 1s. Okay, my loves, let's find out what your mystery message is going to be talking to you today about, what Spirit has to say. Beautiful. Take this in. We have number 44. So, again, this is the Nick Bantock deck, and I am going to read from the book. That is kind of how these cards work, to be honest, because it's a little piece of poetry. But this this card is about the road. It's talking about these beautiful links, curiosity, a sense of possibly restlessness, but travel, moving in a new direction, or going somewhere that is calling to you, or you're being called to. Interesting. Okay, let's see what the book has to say. The road. It says, a lynx wanders along a country road searching for a mate, food, and answers to larger questions. It takes satisfaction from the locomotion of its fine-tuned body, enjoying the suppleness of its limbs and the rhythmic patter of its paws. Too much of a sophisticate to be called a hobo or a tramp, it lives by its wits and survives by stealth and grace. Restlessness. Interesting, pile 1. The next message you have is the mallard, and it says, dabble. What would help me feel safe in opening up? Interesting. This particular card, the mallard, talks about our own personal filters and using your discernment to find, I suppose, to filter out what doesn't work for you or what does work for you. But there's also an ask of you to truly be honest with yourself and your biases, however you pronounce that. It's a feeling too, like if you're, again, in tandem with this Lynx card over here, if you feel a pull to someone or to something new in your life, can you give yourself permission to be open without fear? Challenge your beliefs. Don't withdraw. Don't allow yourself to succumb to the fear. Again, that curious traveler, restlessness energy. Interesting. And then, beautiful, number 35, Archangels of the 7 Chakras, Power, Truth, and Connection. So when this card's in the upright, it specifically talks mainly about the last 4, from your heart chakra to your crown chakra. And if I'm not mistaken, the archangels that are with each chakra in this particular card are Uriel for your crown, Metatron for your third eye chakra. Then you have Gabriel for your throat and Raphael for your heart. So if any of those angels specifically are ones you work with or ones that you may want to work with, those are the opening energies. Okay, now my collective, let me tap into what this message might be about for you in a somewhat of a story for you. So the overall energy I'm getting here is about expansion in particular. It's an ask of you to embrace the path that is unfolding before you without hesitating from fear. Try to allow yourself to remain in a curious wander-like state, to be able to reap the benefits of this particular journey we are nudging you towards. That's a direct channel for you guys, Pal 1. And there's also an ask of you just to dabble in a whole bunch of things for you to explore. Again, this curious nature, to explore your own power, to explore new truths, to explore new connections, which that lynx is on the look for. And I feel like this justice is sort of I don't know if it's like a rebalancing of the distribution of your power, of your energy, of your interests. But what would help you feel safe in opening up? Yeah, the main focus they're really bringing me to here is to be honest and look past our own biases. And this is why the last 4 chakras are, I guess, highlighted for you, Pal 1. The expansion and connection to source, the opening and vision and perspective of the third eye, being able to speak and see and feel new truths within these new connections that you will be establishing as you continue to dabble on this traveler's journey in this sort of restless energy. It's interesting. Very cool, Pal 1. So they want you to be a little bit more I don't know if it's explorative, because it feels like you are, but it's almost like there's a hesitation. It's like this very, like I'm getting, like they're showing like a little cat like tiptoeing very, very cautiously, and I feel like Spirit wants you to take like, just put your foot in the ground kind of vibe. It's very interesting. Okay, we're going to get some tarot to get a little bit of context about what Spirit is referencing for you today, my Pal 1s. We're going to get 6. I was going to show them at the end. 2 of Swords. Seven of Wands. And the 4 of Cups. Spirit's telling me this is about immediate past energy. Queen of Wands. Okay. Then you have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And the 7 of Swords in the reverse. So what I'm getting from the first row here with the 2 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups, Coming back to that energy of discernment, I don't know if I said trusting your intuition, but I guess I worded it as filtering out, using that discernment. But there's a sense of trusting that intuition, that feline intuitive energy, that crown chakra, etc. Using your intuition to, I don't know, it's almost like know what skill or know what tool you need to move forward. Because this Four of Cups here, this like, I feel like it's more associated with this restless energy. It's almost like you are wanting for more. How am I wording this? Sorry, Pawan, give me a second. Okay, the feeling is like, from whatever foundation, footing, place, energy that you were in prior, you like, how would I word this, fought to maintain something in that. You fought for your way of life, your way of being, your perspective, your something. Like you fought for something and you continue to do so. And it feels almost like you fought with very little support on the other end. Like you were like the oddball out that was fighting for something. That's the energy I'm getting. However, now that you fought, you've established, you don't really have to, for lack of a better explanation, guard it as much. There's again this restlessness, this wanting for more, this discontent, boredom a little bit, a need for more curiosity, more excitement. And then we have this Queen of Wands underneath this Two of Swords here, which is, again, you mastered something here. You're following this intuition, following the unbeaten path. And that Page of Pentacles in the reverse underneath the Seven of Wands, it's almost like you're not letting anybody in or letting anybody interfere or prevent you from, again, maintaining whatever it is that you fought for. And that Seven of Swords, this is the same energy. It's like, nobody is going to take advantage of me anymore. My strategy is made. I'm a lot more cunning than I used to be, and a lot more savvy is really the word I'm getting at, or feeling, I should say, than I used to be. So there's almost like a miserly feeling to this, of holding on really tightly to something for fear of it disappearing. However, I feel like that portion of fear can subside because, like I said, you've already established something. So it's not going to be, in the feeling I'm getting, it's not going to be taken away from you. But what I feel Spirit's really talking about is that you need to step away from it. Not in like a forever thing. It's just like there's this really deep sense of want for an adventure, for travel, for the road, this restless energy to dabble, for more information, more truths, to open up. Because you've been, again, very recluse, very miserly, holding something in, protecting something, building something, doesn't really matter. However, you are past this stage now. That is the main point, Pile 1. I know it took me a roundabout way to get here, but that's what I'm getting here, because they kept referencing, like, this is a recent past. You know, your immediate past energy, recent past energy that I'm getting here. Interesting. Underneath the deck, which I'm going to look at right now, is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, wanting collaboration, wanting different minds, different perspectives, different outlooks, different expertise. Interesting. Okay, my loves, what are you stepping into? Immediate future. Possible immediate future energies. Oh, wah, wah. Knight of Cups. The World. and the Six of Wands. Four of Swords. Judgment. They just said to me, double down on Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel was associated with your heart chakra. And they were talking about judgment and discernment together for you. So again, talking about dabbling, using your intuition, finding your using your intuition, using your discernment, finding judgment after you've dabbled. That's what this energy, they were very adamant about that. And then you have the Ace of Cups. Really? Okay. I heard, because I was like, what are they stepping into? And I heard an opportunity to explore the world. That's literally how I heard it. And I feel for some of you, it's literal and figurative. Because meaning like some of you guys will be like legitimately traveling. Some of you guys are meeting people from so many different places that is that worldly experience. Others of you, it's about like information, downloads, knowledge, study, research. But there's like, and like I can't stress enough, an obscene amount of emphasis on expansion for you. In literally all facets of that word. Like, I don't think that your body is expanding, but I definitely feel that everything else when it comes to the expansion of your life growing is what I'm getting. So I'm feeling here, again, this opportunity for you to explore the different facets inside of yourself and be pleasantly surprised about what you find, how you feel, how you're received also. And a sense of confidence that comes with that particular experience. And this with this Four of Swords underneath here, with this, like, I feel a meditation, a patience, a stillness. And I think that it's right. I think you go at it, or excuse me, I think you approach it or step into it at in a really clear sense of mind. And knowing that something either needs to change because you need some sort of excitement and liveliness in your life. And I think you end up eventually make that choice with coming in, tapping into self, really asking yourself the question, what do I need from myself right now? And I think that's a part of that judgment. Another opportunity for you to explore, to dabble, to be curious, to let go of this restlessness energy and fulfill that want, that nudge, that push, which is fulfillment and emotional fulfillment for sure. A new opportunity again to connect to the power of truth. And that is of your truth, with the help of all of your archangels, all of the archangels here, but the four in particular. And Archangel Gabriel, double down. Underneath your deck here, you have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Sorry, forgot to show you. Yeah, I don't think that you're like rushing towards anything. I just feel like you need to start moving towards whatever it is that you're being nudged to move towards, without fear, without hesitation. And you don't have to run. You can literally walk, and tiptoeing it is. But as Spirit said, like, put your foot in the ground though. Don't tread too lightly. Yeah, there's a sense of bringing back this a type of balance that's needed back in your life right now. again, because I said like there was such a strong focus on like holding on to something here, to gain something, to find a foundation, to establish something. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it's something that like you fought for, my love, like truly, truly fought for. Interesting. All right, we're gonna do this deck first. So we have that Knight. We're gonna get 3 cards over here just to get a little bit more. See how we're transitioning into this. We have, oh my goodness, we have the Sun. And we have the Page of Coins. And then we have Death. Yeah, my love, I feel like that's what I'm saying, like there's an ending to that needing to stay in this energy. Like I said, this boredom, you have a strategy, you do want to go someplace, you know, like this is what you're looking for, some more brightness, some more adventure, some more life, a new opportunity. The Page of Coins comes up on the upright this time. This is in the reverse. You know, not letting people in the energy, or not letting things in, or opportunities, or not taking the chance on certain things. There's going to be an ending with that type of energy for sure. That's going to transition you into this, I don't know if it's a forgiveness of self or an opportunity, or somebody offers you up something. Either way, there is an opportunity coming to you. Underneath the deck now is the 3 of Wands. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ready, waiting for your ships to come in, but it's now waiting for your opportunity to come to you, or for you to be ready to step in and dabble into whatever comes next. All right. Five of Cups. So strange. Something was tickling my foot, and I was just thinking like, hey, none of the cards have fallen on the floor today. Wah wah. Just ab workouts every time they drop. 3 of Wands. Nice. Came out in this deck. 3 of Wands over here. I like to see it. And the 7 of Cups. That's fitting. I think that's fair, to be honest. So what I'm getting, my lovelies, here is a part of, okay, so how we're using this is, you know, your recent past, what you're stepping into, how you're merging or transitioning into this energy, some of what might still be lingering for you as you step into this new energy, yeah? So this 5 of Cups, we have the 3 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. I think what they're referencing here for you is this 4 of Swords is really important for you. Because if you don't allow yourself the time to, again, really come clear in your thoughts of the choice you want, I feel like this fear creeps up again of what kept you, not kept you, but possibly what kept you for longer than you needed to hold on to something. You know, afraid of something, or feeling like you're stepping into the similar situation that held you for so long. I hope I'm making sense, Pawan. Because there could be a little bit of confusion as to like, where am I going? What am I doing? And I think you have to embrace the unknown. I think that's really what this is about, this curiosity, this wonder, again, this shy footing that I was feeling, you know? But again, going past your own biases. And this might be, again, reiterating some of that keeps you in this confusion state, that keeps you wondering, you know? Instead of just the doing, or approaching the doing in a way that's a little bit more trusting in spirit. Underneath the deck, you have the Magician in the reverse. Oh, Spirit. I was like, really? Interesting. Spirit's like, yes, they have to manipulate themselves for them to continue. That's an interesting thing to say, Pawan. So there's something about you having to manipulate the energies for you to, again, what would make me feel safe? For you to feel safe, for you to know that it's okay, for you to know that it's coming, for you to know that you made the right choice, that we can't stay in this energy for so long, this miserly type of energy. Wow, that's very interesting, Pawa. And so I think that's why justice is here for you. Again, talking about a rebalancing of something. There has been too much energy in one area. Not too much. There's just been a lot of energy for a long time in one particular area. Let me put it that way. It's not too much. It's time now. That's really the thing, my lovely. Time to dabble into truth, into your truth, and into a new truth for you, honestly. Wow, my beautiful collective. So those are your messages. Excuse me. I feel like spirit has really tapped into the main essence of what your mystery reading was about, which is about that road untraveled, that restless energy, moving past your biases, opening up to feel safe. If something is pulling at you or you're curious about, give yourself permission to explore it. Work with your 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th chakra with all the archangels to tap into that essence and power of who you are and the truth of who you are. Use your discernment. Filter out what doesn't work and what does. Get yourself out of this lower vibrational mindset when it comes to whatever you might be fearing to let go of. All right, my beautiful collective, again, I hope these messages served you. I am sending you the most amount of love. I'm so sorry about that lighting there. Until next time, please keep watering your lives. Please let me know if this resonated. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pal twos who chose the Empress card. Let's find out what your mystery message is and what wants to be spoken to you today about. Pile 2. You have number 43. I'm going to read from the book. There's a piece of poetry that goes with this card. But the interesting thing about this beautiful card here is it's referencing about the blind leading the blind. And eventually, if they make it through that night or the nights, they eventually will, gain some feathers. The cloud will clear from their eyes and they'll be able to soar. However, this transition of them surviving, so to speak, or how will they survive? Sound, hearing, how will they see? That's the feeling I'm getting here. A new energy, but a very fragile state before you can fully cocoon or fully bloom or fully mature. This is interesting. Okay, so it is number 43. It says the blind. There it is. The blind are leading the blind. Confused and lost, they stumble through a tunnel of night hunger, driving them forward. If they survive, and that's not a guarantee, their eyes will eventually uncloud, their feathers will sprout, and they will one day take to the sky. But till that day, they will be potential fodder for the crows. Fear. Interesting. So, like I was saying, there's like this period or stage that you might be currently in right now where there's a little bit of fear before the next step, or before, let's say, fully embracing what that next step or next version of you might be, is really what I'm getting. Interesting. Let's see what we have next. You have the crow. How freaking hilarious. What can I learn from observation? Notice. How funny. Fodder for the crow, right? That's so interesting, Pal 2. Wow. Okay, so we're talking about noticing, observation, problem solvers, learning from what you know or what you've experienced. A very distinct caw, you know who they are, or what kind of bird it is, regardless of if you see them or not. So there's a truth in the voice. a truth of the higher mind or the higher spirit in some sense. But again, there's like an evolution. That's what I'm feeling, an evolution for you. But right now I feel it's about your observations. It's weird, like, because there's like I'm not sure if it's just about the observation, like your sight and how you actually perceive things, therefore how you speak about them or speak them into being or speak to yourself. There's both. There's about a perception and about the talk. Yeah, from that perspective of that crow, like, what shiny things do you notice to pick up on or to go and grab, you know? And if we're, before you get a chance to fly and be, you know, up above like this crow, you're still right now is what I'm sort of feeling, or this is a process in which you have been going through, is what I'll say. But it feels like, in all honesty, that you might be either here, or in between. Blind leading the blind. Trusting the intuition more. Allowing yourself to find the little symbols or messages that the eternal source is sending you. There's something about noticing signs for sure about what spirit is sending you, and I don't necessarily feel it has to do with your human eyes. They're talking about like the third eyesight, the third eye eyesight, or the higher mind's consciousness, or both. I forgot to say for you, pal, too. You have a lot, you had, when I was shuffling for your pile, a lot of energies, like almost every time I was, excuse me, almost for every deck, a double card wanted to come out. But only for these two, one was flipped up, one was flipped down, so I just took the one that was flipped up. However, these two are the ones that came out together and they would not separate. So what do you have? You have your eternal spirit, higher self, sacred intuition, absolutely. 43 again, number 7 might be significant. And then you have connections, partnership, contract, and commitment. Interesting. So yeah, the number 43 might be significant. That might be an age in particular is what I'm getting. Or you might be turning 43, or 43 was significant. The number 7 also might be significant for you too. So again, coming back to this eternal spirit, your higher self, your higher mind, connecting to that higher mind. Again, what do you notice in that perspective? From that perspective, excuse me. And I think you have an extra message here about there's going to be, and maybe that's what you need to be looking for or to be noticing about a partnership, a romantic friendship, work partnership, doesn't matter, some type of commitment and partnership and connection coming into your life that's going to be really significant. And I feel like there's something about if you don't tap into the higher mind, you might miss it because of the cloudiness, because of that fear. It's, again, talking about the evolution, right? I think that's what that Empress is. You're stepping into your Empress energy, your full evolution of self without limitations from the human experience. Very cool, pal, too. Okay, let's find out then for you, pal, too, some context with the tarot and what spirit has been using this tarot deck for is your most recent past energies when it comes to obviously what they're referencing for you today. We're going to take 6. I'm going to lay them out first and then I'll show you. Okay, first card out is the 5 of Cups in the reverse. Then you have the Emperor in the reverse. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Five of Wands. Two of them came out together. You have Death and the High Priestess in the reverse. And then you have Justice in the reverse. So very interesting, pile 2. So what I'm getting for you, my beautiful collective of pile 2, when it comes to your most recent past energies, the best way, or the most appropriate word that's coming to me right now is force. It feels like you tried to force this evolution. Meaning, like, jumping into the next step before you were legitimately ready. And I think that's why they kept emphasizing this blind leading the blind. And, you know, there's no guarantee once you get through that night hunger, you know, that survival, you'll be able to see more clearly. And I feel like that particular process of, like I said, this sort of waiting phase, this night phase, is where you're at currently. And I think this is what this feels like. You sort of tried to push past it or push through it before you were really ready to get there, or to be there, or to be present, or to notice something specific. I'm not sure, but it feels like a force, recent past energy, forcing something that wasn't ready to be. And you fought hard for it, my love. Like, you really, really fought hard for it, not wanting it to be the way it was, you know? Certain things came up. Yeah, certain things came up. It's almost like, yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Like, you forced it, and because you forced it, you came up against certain blockages and adversity, or barriers, or boundaries, even, whatever that might be, that prevented you from actually taking that leap. So it kept you still, or kept you put, or something like that. And maybe, again, talk about blind leading the blind. Maybe somebody said, you know, take that initiative. No, it's your turn to go do it. I don't think that's like a bad thing to say, but I'm saying within this energy of what they're talking about, when they're saying about what can I learn from observation, of being more still, being more quiet, paying attention from a different lens. Because what I'm getting here, like, okay, cool, not feeling like you're incapable, of doing what you need to do. However, the Emperor being in the reverse, not the greatest energy, extremely rigid, extremely, like, forceful. That's what it feels like, forceful. And that Knight of Cups energy in the reverse, like, not really taking like a gentle approach, or really emotionally tapped into what we're doing. It's just, again, force. That's what I'm saying, like, feeling forced, trying to push through something that wasn't ready to be broken yet, trying to crack the egg before you're ready to be hatched. That kind of energy. And you really fought for it, competed with yourself, fought with yourself for it, not wanting either to stay where you are, and not possibly honoring where you may have been, or the lessons that needed to come up for you during that time. So maybe there was a little bit of bypassing something to avoid feeling it, you know, and that has created some of this justice, or this imbalance within the energy, which is why Spirit's asking you to slow down, closing your eyes, tap into the higher self. What will you notice when you're still? Interesting. What's underneath the deck for you? You have the Six of Wands. Ooh, I just heard false victory. Yeah, candle is confirming that. False victory. So something was short-lived then. Like, you may have even pushed through, but it was short-lived. And again, just didn't end up the way that you had anticipated that being. Mainly because it was too premature. That's what this feels like, my love. You possibly got a little bit of a little ego filled based on this. Again, you're human, my friend. Well, I'm assuming you're human. You know, so interesting. I've used this deck numerous times and have never paid attention to the head that's in the sphere. And I just heard, heads will roll on the floor. Off with your head, dance till you're dead. Yeah, I'm not sure why that song's in there. I don't know all the lyrics, but maybe there's something in there lyrically for you guys. But yeah, there's an interesting energy with this head in the sphere. It's like, again, a part of this blind leading the blind, a little bit of this confusion, this ego filled, and you sort of had to spirit had to like snap you out of it in some way. This is very, very interesting, too. Let's see where this energy is leading you, where you're heading to. I don't even know if you're forgiving yourself for you know, jumping the gun. Like, there's a little bit of that energy too. Like, fuck, why'd you have to go do that? You know, you just made this process longer. Like, that's the feeling I'm getting. Like the self-talk you might have. Interesting. Can't tell too. All right. I dig it. I love this. The Empress. That was a card you chose. And the Four of Cups. Oh, this one first. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, the Tower, the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and the Lovers in the reverse. Interesting, Pautu. So where this energy, I feel, is leading you to, again, is into this Emperor energy. But, okay, so Spirit, this, okay, sorry, slow down. So sorry. Okay, Spirit is talking about this recent past energy that is still probably some of you a little bit present still. And I feel like this is kind of where you are. Like you did this already. Like I said, recent past, like you tried to push before you were ready. And it, again, what that led you to, or what that was leading you to, is, again, remember I said like a false victory. And that's that Empress with the Tower right underneath. Like Spirit had to come in and like I was telling you, snap something out or switch something for you to notice something. That boredom, that discontent, or whatever that, again, these four birds here, I'm seeing this Four of Cups here. This discontent with wherever you were that was making you push forward before you were ready. And I do feel that you were influenced in some way, externally, being like I said, you should do this, or encouraged to do it in some way. And it just wasn't the right time, because that Knight of Swords in the reverse here, lack of clarity, lack of truth, lack of understanding, possibly still novice in its energy, not fully developed. And then the Lovers in the reverse, the choice was not the right choice, is what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling. And I know that this is like what you're stepping into, so I feel like you have a mini hiatus right here. You have an opportunity to sort of like flip the trajectory of the current energy that you may be in right now. Because this is different than how Pal-1s came out. Like, this feels like there's still lingering or residual energies based on a previous choice. And that has to sort of complete its cycle. And or this Justice in the reverse, or when you get to this Four of Cups here, How will you use this quote unquote boredom energy? Interesting. What's underneath the deck? Yeah, Eight of Swords. Yeah, absolutely. Like in your head, not sure how to move. Should I move? Even though you can easily step out or step into something, but this is very, very interesting. Let me take a moment here. I'm going to keep this under bottom of the deck energy. We're going to get some more clarifiers with this deck on this side. There might be a feeling too of like this coming back to this connections, partnership, and contracts. Like you being so bored with being by yourself that you allowed yourself to engage in something that was actually not compatible or yeah, compatible with your energy. Like fully compatible as opposed to temporarily compatible. Again, like I said, short lives, something else like false victory. Interesting. Okay. Let's see the how you get into this energy, possibly the connector. I feel like you're emotionally swayed somehow. I don't know if you're emotionally manipulated in the bad sense, but I think whoever that you might have been influenced by is playing on those emotional strings somehow. I'm not entirely sure, but it's almost like, oh frick. I hate to say this. Like okay. If you know or don't know, regardless, the normal quote unquote or traditional female energy will or used to be like, when girls are like, oh, that guy was a douchebag, F him, he doesn't deserve you, da 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 da, when we're not really considering our portion in the relationship, like that kind of advice. Not to say that that's what you got, but that's the energy that I'm getting. And it feels something like that. But in the sense of, honey, if this is the way you're feeling, you got to go after what you want, like there's no time to waste. Like you're the one like it's that kind of energy. Not to say that you aren't all of those things, but this particular thing needed patience, needed time to incubate, to fully mature. And it felt like you rushed into it. So you have the Page of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Yeah, young, naive energies. Look at this. Two young males in between this one mature lady. And neither of them are like really looking at her, and she's looking at us. My love, like this Page of Swords is like talking shit. No, that's just the energy I'm getting. This is not what's happening per se, but just talking to talk, like persuading you in some way, da 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 da. And this one is like sort of showing you the way, like, oh, do it this way, go about it this way. Talking the talk, this is the way you do it. Your emotions are all up in a tizzy. And you're like, all right, I'm boost, let's go. Again, leading you into that Empress energy. But again, Four of Cups right after it, Tower underneath it. That Knight of Swords underneath that, being like, you were misinformed slightly. You jumped the gun. It really does feel like that, my love. It feels like you jumped the gun. Underneath the deck, you have the Hanged Man. Like I said, jump the gun. So now we have to have a voluntary sacrifice of waiting because you didn't do it here. That's why, my lovely. That's the main energy. Because you didn't do it here, you're going to have to do it later. Interesting. Okay, let's get what what might be lingering still, the residual energies, what might be happening behind the scenes while this is occurring. Wow, that Lovers card, I'm telling you, this partnership, connection, something like that is definite for you guys, Pel, too. Like somebody is coming in, and I think that might be it. Like this, the bad choice in the originally about how you approached it, and now like underneath what's going on, it's like there is really somebody here that's really good for you, but something happened. In whatever context, was this the moon? Oh my goodness. Yeah, like deep, deep, heavy emotions, but something happened. And then the world in the reverse. Literally something got flipped upside down. Lack of clarity with emotions. Something went too quickly is what I just heard. Too much too soon is what I also just heard. Oh man. I just think it was like you were, I don't know if I will just say excited, like excited about the energy, maybe again, just a little too eager, maybe, you know, to get something started, to get something going that you didn't notice something underneath the deck. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, like you didn't notice something and it ended up leaving you out in the cold, back to this original feeling, but this was in the reverse because again, it was like a false victory, a false start in some regard. That's interesting, Pal, too. So, my lovelies, collective, Spirit today is talking to you again about allowing yourself to incubate for a little bit. Get through this particular phase or this particular energy that you might be in. Notice the things that you need to notice about yourself, about your observations, about the situation, about people, etc. Tap into the higher mind, that higher self, that sacred connection, that sacred source. Because I'm really, really feeling for you, Paltu, like somebody, something. I feel like a somebody, but something is coming in for you. That's like, it's here for you. It's for you. Like, that's it. It's for you. And it feels like you, let me put it this way. It's almost like, you know, when, I don't know if you're one of those kids, but you found out your parents' like hiding spot for your Christmas presents and you go and peek. I don't know if you've ever done that. And then even though they're wrapped, like you kind of already spoiled your Christmas because you kind of know already what you're getting. And then it just loses its fervor, its fervor, or whatever the right word is. You know, its excitement, its surprise. There's something about that energy here. And I don't know if it's like if you've already met this person per se, and then it got sabotaged somewhat because of, I don't know, the overly eager energy or the feeling of desperation that could be echoed within that eagerness. Interesting though, Bile too. So my loves, that's what Spirit's talking to you today about. It's about, you know, being able to notice these things, to step out into, or step above, excuse me, and to retain what you've learned and to put that into practice moving forward. To retain what you've learned here and put this into practice moving forward. To learn from your hiccup. To allow yourself to really step into that Empress embodiment, which is that higher self, that sacred source connection, the true essence of you. But you're ready for it now, is what I'm getting at. But like I feel there's still something that you have to address. But you're like, whatever you tried to push before, like you're ready for it now. However, like I said, Spirit has still halted you in some way for you to really look at it, for you to see your participation or your involvement in the end result or the conclusion of where things are right now. Not being afraid to look at something even if we don't want to look at it. Seeing something that's right in front of our face, even if we don't want to look at it. What are you noticing and what are you not noticing? Wow, Paltu, this is interesting and heavy. Oh man, I hope these messages served you. I am sending you the most amount of love. Please let me know if this resonated. I'd love to read about it. I'm sending you so much kisses. Until next time, ciao. Welcome, my beautiful Pal 3s who chose the Strength card. I almost forgot what you guys had over here. So let's find out what your mystery reading is. What does Spirit want to talk to you today about? Beautiful. Number 23. I'm going to read the passage from the book, which is a little excuse me. I'm going to read a little passage from the book. A small portion of poetry comes with each card. So from my memory, what I'm getting from this is, if I'm not mistaken, something about an sorry about that background noise. Something about an empire and a surprise, an adventure. I'm feeling a sense of travel, of distance, of other cultures. I'm also hearing like hearing distant lands. Interesting. So you have number 23, and it is the Empire, as I said. And it says, Hannibal took his elephants across the Alps, driving them toward the empire's core. Good cause is not enough, nor is willing intent. To succeed where all others have failed requires guile and unconventional thinking. Before challenging any monolithic institution, first pinpoint its weakness, then strike where it least expects. Surprise. That's interesting, pile 3. So again, there is this sense of like seeking something, an adventure, that surprise attack. Maybe you are trying to reconstruct something about your life or about a structure in your life or a particular viewpoint that is in that essence of monolithic. Interesting. What else do we have? Wow, okay. Which is the sky in this deck, which is obviously talking about, excuse me, expansiveness, freeing, open, the bigger picture, a blank slate also, imagination, observation, as we've said, and the thought process. Yeah, there's definitely something that you are, again, all 3 piles today have been about that sort of expansion or curiosity within self, wandering energy. Yours feels more specifically on this adventure theme within that same energy. But an adventure for, again, like this, sky's the limit, you know? There is something about breaking down something for you to expand in another area or for you to be able to even enjoy that version of you or that version of life. Interesting. Very, very much that, yeah, you are seeking something. I can feel that strongly. Okay. And then we have, nice, number 18, prophets and ancient seers. How great. Decisions, predictive guidance. They're actually telling me to read from the book from this card. So that's okay. All right, I will do. It says, although the prophets of ancient societies are also ascended masters and bring equally profound guidance, they carry with them a slightly different energy. Their messages are often predictive, revealing future potentials and offering guidance on how to achieve the outcomes desired. This is what I'm feeling right here. Find where the weakness is and strike when they least expect it. This sort of predictive way, thought process, the thinking, the open-mindedness is also what I'm getting. All of these prophets were able to see into future events and answer questions that we put upon them. They are here to do the same for you. Invoke their presence in meditation when falling asleep. This card reveals that they are near and ready to guide you in the right direction and bring your desired outcome to you. Interesting, pile 3. It is very clear here for you, my pile 3, that Strength card is also lending to the energies that I'm sure that are needed for you to continue on this adventure, this whatever it is that you're seeking, the guidance that you are receiving, how you're being nudged to go after this open, expansive energy. Very cool. Let's see what the tarot has to add. We're going to, as they've been, spirits, I mean they've been using this deck as recent past energies to help with what's already been discussed. We're going to take 6 of these. I'll show them to you after they're all out. Okay, you have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Six of Pentacles. The Magician. King of Swords in the reverse. And then you have the 10 of Swords that came out with the Lovers. This is a very interesting energy because they're bringing me to two sides of this. Like, they're bringing me to the energy of the card, specifically speaking in the energies of an empire, in the olden days type of empire. And also talking about a way of being that either you experience, it feels more like what you did. It's almost as if they're showing me like overlapping timelines. So either reference I'm being received that I'm getting right now, either from that empire era in the olden day type or in your way of being and doing, is still, it was the same in just in a different context. I hope that makes sense. Either way, what I'm getting here is there's a sense of you taking your power back, and it feels like you cut something off, like, hard. And in this empire sense, when they're talking about to break down monolithic structures or infrastructures, you have to find its weakness and strike when they least expect it. This is exactly what this feels like. You struck when it was least expected. Like, you cut the tie, you delivered a truth, you served them up some petty, I don't know, I'm not sure what it was, but there's something that I feel like you had to do to rebalance yourself, to reclaim some of yourself, to take back what was originally yours, so to speak. Because this Lovers and the 10 of Swords, it's like interesting that they wanted to come out like this. Like, it feels like this was you. Like, you got effed, like you got fucked over, and also I feel like you ended up, in other words, it's very rare, I feel, that karma gets to be played out in the hands of the person who karma was done to. Like, it's usually some other external thing, or somebody else will deliver the karma that was, for your situation. It feels like you had the power to deliver the karma back. That's what this feels like. It's so interesting. I hope I'm describing this well. And if it wasn't that energy, if it was the other way around, where this was sort of done to you, where you got stabbed in the back, situation got messed up, and you were blindsided in some way, it does still feel like this ending or this cutoff is leading to this adventure, this open sky, this predictive guidance, so to speak. What it is that you have been seeking, or what was unbalanced possibly in your past before. But it feels a little bit more, because I'm reading for specifically your energy. Yes, I'm going to get what's involved, but I'm always going to be feeling like I'm reading for your perspective. And it feels like the strongest for me, it feels like you took back, feels like what was stolen from you. That's how I want to word it. What was stolen from you, or what you allowed to be taken, depending on what the situation is. And A sense of retribution is what I feel. We'll get some more. What's at the bottom of the deck? Queen of Wands in the reverse. Either way, there's a feeling of this situation shutting you down, you know, in some way. Because even if you had to be the one to deliver the hard blow of truth, or to, you know, be the one to deliver the karma, so to speak, it doesn't mean that, you know, you weren't affected by the situation on a very visceral, real, practical, mental, emotional level. Okay, well, let's see now where this energy is leading you. Where this beautiful empire, this surprise, this openness, the prophets and seers that are with you, your guides. Seven of Swords. Oopsies. The Emperor. Fitting. Both cards. Oh goodness. Whoa! Whoa, about three. Okay, we have the Queen of Coins. Five of Swords. Interesting energies I'm getting, pile three. Queen of Swords. In the reverse. And the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. It feels the same. It feels exactly like I was feeling, like you finally get I'm enjoying the energy, in other words, of what I'm getting from the Seven of Swords in this one. It's like I am taking what I needed. I've learned my lesson and I have a strategy now to move forward. I can see more clearly, in other words, to allow myself to step into my empire, you know, my emperor status, because of what I've come from, what I've learned from my past. That leads me into this sort of stable footing, a surety within oneself. And the Five of Swords that came up in the reverse here, again, maybe this is more that you had this happen to you more specifically, you know, this energy. And I don't know if you didn't fight for it, or if you didn't, something about you not wanting to create more disturbance, in other words. Now you're like, no, I think it's time for me to actually, it doesn't matter if nobody wins, but right now, which is what I'm saying, like, if you're that deliverer of karma, it doesn't matter if nobody wins. Right now, I kind of needed this small piece of me back, you know? Even though it may not have been in the way that was the most kind, moral, I'm not sure. Because it was like a necessary truth, almost like a blunt truth that you didn't hold back. That's what this feels like. Something that, oh my goodness, wow, I hope I'm reading this correctly, because this Five of Swords here, the energies for me is so different. Because it's like, I don't feel sadness in this Five of Swords here. There's like, I feel like finally, I beat these two. You know, not in a bad sense, but being like, I've been competing with this type of energy my whole life, or this type of thing my whole life, and I finally got the kick in the pants that I needed to do whatever it was, either to feel or express anger in a way that was still, you know, honored. I hope that makes sense. That's leading you to, again, this like the Seven of Swords, knowing where I'm going. With a plan in hand. You know, this is interesting. Underneath the deck, you have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I do feel it's not like not a walking away from this. It's like I'm not walking away from this energy. I'm going to stay in this energy now because I've learned my lesson. Or I've learned better about myself in some way. Learned more, probably better English. We're going to get some more over here. We're going to see the bridge or the energies that are leading you into this full being. We have the Chariot, yep, quick movement. And also reining in the appetite and the will, knowing where one is going. Again, that decision is made. Page of Coins, yep, with the idea, with the plan to get yourself to that Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins. And then, yeah, that deep sense of knowing. It's all here, my love. All here, that deep sense of knowing that it was time. It was like karmic justice. That's what this feels like, karmic justice. Underneath the deck now, Seven of Wands. That's right. That's that bridge that leads you into this energy. And now we're going to see possibly what lingering energy might be within this because of your past. Three of Wands. Sorry about that darkening there. Three of Wands. The Moon. And you have the Three of Pentacles. What I'm feeling over here when it comes to the lingering energy, I'm feeling like I'm not going to let anybody interfere with my emotional well-being anymore, or my headspace, my mental clarity, what drives me, what I love, what I don't love, etc., etc., etc. There's a feeling of I'm not waiting for people to F me up anymore, or waiting for me to see, I don't know what it is, the potential of somebody fully develop. It's like it's the feeling of I'm going to believe what you show me now instead of hope for something, I don't know, something else, something that I don't see, something that I wish for. So that lingering energy, I feel, my lovely, is getting yourself out of situations before it's too late. Not that it's ever too late, but when it becomes too long, where you had multiple opportunities to leave, or chose not to see it, or chose to try and fix it when it wasn't fixable. Situations like that, whether that be work, life, romance, friends. And it's also a sense of knowing what's right for you now. Like the people, the energies, the vibe, what's right for you now. And you're going to go towards that, stepping away from what may have appeared in one way, but was actually another. Underneath the deck, the Hermit. Yeah, that's fitting. Because I do feel like this is more of like, you stand alone now. Not in being lonely, but you stand alone. That Seven of Wands, that Emperor energy, this High Priestess energy here, this Hermit energy. Like there's a sense of You have it. You had to do this. You had to. I hope that you don't have any regrets, my lovely, from whatever it is that may have occurred in your past, but it feels like it was a necessary journey, adventure to open you up, to push you into the direction of the ancient seer's predictive guidance. And you honing in on all of these energies. I'm hearing hard lesson learned, though. I think they're also saying be mindful that you don't allow yourself to get too bored, that you end up questioning your choice. Find the things that bring color into your space is what I just heard. See beyond some of the confines of your mind and sprinkle in new perspective to your new reality. That's beautiful. Wow, my collective of Pal 3, those are the energies that I'm getting for you. It feels like Spirit is asking you to really open up to this adventure that's coming in for you, my love. About your thought process, about your intuition, about your observations, about your decisions, past, present, and into your future. I'm hearing also, I will not be taken for a ride this time. Ooh. And they're talking about like multiple lives for you, Pal 3, this time. Hard lesson learned again. Wow, Pal 3, this is very interesting. Please let me know if this resonated. I hope these messages served you. I'd be so curious and interested to hear how this may apply to your life. I'm sending you the most amount of love. Please keep watering your lives. Until next time, ciao.